Hello my beautiful and amazing people, badass Dark Zone agents, Uncle Butcher in the building with nasty Bullet King setup, which will provide you with shit ton of bonus armor, at the same time DPS. Oh baby, this Chang'e has been healed from 2 healing stations, no problem whatsoever, no goddamn problem. Easy money, and look at that armor. And as you may notice, I'm using Bullet King, no reload whatsoever, shit ton of DPS, of course, rate of fire is crazy as usual. Welcome to barbecue chicken build. This one is really good in team runs and in solo runs, it doesn't matter, this build can do it all. I'm using new exotic gloves, which will make our Bullet King LMG pretty much unstoppable when we are behind the cover. Now we can spray and pray with ridiculous accuracy. You will beam down enemies by chilling behind the cover. It's nasty, and this build is shield free. You can switch your 2 skills on the fly. I'm using Jammer Pulse and Fixed Drone to receive more healing, but you can definitely switch Jammer Pulse for decoy. But Jammer Pulse is extremely handy on legendary runs because you have a shit ton of drones, mini dogs, healing stations. All the shenanigans will be stopped with this setup. It's extremely tanky, although this is simple template, guys, how you can make this build. You can modify it to your likings, but before we continue, quick word from the sponsor Diving.net. If you don't have enough time or good teammates, but you still want to have all the best items in your game, then Diving.net is set for you. They have absolutely amazing team on consoles. They will complete your order super quick. Everything happens through account sharing. This service has been working for many years. They have tons of customer reviews, you can check everything by yourself, but now with my promo code RBDIV you'll receive 15% discount on absolutely all services. Amazing deal, especially when right now they have some crazy sales going on, so definitely check these guys out. But now let's get back to this setup, which is incredibly nasty, very good, and honestly I think this is one of the best Heartbreaker builds. Especially new exotic gloves will make this pretty much unstoppable. The grip is crazy, handling accuracy is nice, and as you see right now I'm not using the main focus on this build. When you will be forced to be behind the cover, you can basically suppress every goddamn enemy by spraying and praying. Bullet King has no reloads whatsoever. We have increased accuracy, and so it means you can just hold one button and enemies will be suppressed, and that's really good for your teammates actually, because now enemies can't shoot at them, so it will make life extremely easy, and you can beam down enemies at distance behind the cover, because accuracy, like you see right now, is crazy. So really good option. It's shield free setup, you can switch skills on the fly like I said before, and most importantly that this build can deal even more DPS. I am using tanky version of this setup, but honestly I would love to try this one with all DPS core attributes. Unfortunately RNG gods absolutely hate me and I couldn't farm decent pieces. These days farming is kinda terrible and difficult, so yeah, I'm stuck with like face tongue build, but it's still good. But if you can, I would recommend you to try this one with maybe 1.1 million armor, 900k, so maybe ratio 4:2, 4 offensive core attributes, 2 armor core attributes, to be still decent with Heartbreaker gear set and headshot damage, because we still need that bonus armor, which will be really nice. You can survive a lot. If you want to throw in the mix protection from elite mods, you're welcome. You will reach almost 40% as well, and that will help a lot with your survivability if you will choose, for example, to go with all DPS option. But I would suggest you to mix things a little bit up and find that perfect sweet spot. Maybe, like I said, 4:2:3:3 ratio with core and armor core attributes. So weapon damage and armor core attributes ratio 3:3 or 4:2 in favor of weapon damage. So for the weapons, Bullet King, the main factor why it's dope, it has no reload. You can spray and pray, you can suppress enemies easily. For second weapon I'm using Shield Splinter with Perfect Optimist, one of the best assault rifles in new update. For the pistol, this is the exclusive pistol orbited per finisher. For the gear, I'm using 4 pieces from Heartbreaker gear. Heartbreaker gear will give us assault rifle damage and of course LMG damage. Chest piece will increase our stacks, and backpack is kinda must have. Stacks are really important because that means we are gaining more armor as well with those headshots, and we're gonna pulse enemies with headshotting them. And since I'm using new exotic gloves, we will nail those headshots even behind from the cover or from the hip. So from the hip, okay, it will not work on legendary runs, but you can finally make some headshots from behind the cover by simply using or pressing one button, because accuracy and stability will be crazy. For the holster though, I'm using Petros holster for LMG damage buff, but you have a couple options here. You could use maybe Vulcan and Harris piece. Yes, you will receive 5% weapon damage buff, but you will get 5% weapon damage buff to your Shield Splinterer and Bullet King. A little bit less damage with Bullet King, but more damage with your Shield Splinterer. So again, you have a couple options to choose from. Third option would be Picaro's named holster, which would give you 15% weapon damage, maybe additional armor core attribute. So Picaro's holster also could be potentially nice option if you will find other pieces with weapon damage core attributes. That's really important, because unfortunately on Picaro's holster you can't really roll weapon damage. If you would be able to roll weapon damage core attribute on that holster, goddamn, it would be trust me, meta in a second, because 30% additional weapon damage from one holster without losing pretty much anything is nuts. That would be nuts, and actually I would welcome the change. We need some OP stuff in the game to make fun day-to-day farm, because sometimes the grind can be tedious, especially season leveling up, and if they will introduce fresh characters. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get back to the setup. I'm just getting a little bit frustrated. I'm getting my emotions. I want to cry and angry, everything at the same time. So yeah, I've acted like a kid. When that season will come out, don't judge me too hard on that one. So for the backpack, again, we are using Heartbreaker backpack to gain gear set benefits. For the gloves, I'm using new exotic gloves which we got with last update, and those gloves are giving us additional accuracy or handling when we are behind the cover or when we are using hip fire. Hip fire will not be used that often. Maybe someone is using these gloves in PvP, but I doubt it. So forget about that aspect of these gloves. What we are looking for is that extra accuracy when we are behind the cover and chilling, so enemies can't really hit us, but we have access to top tier stability, accuracy, and we are dealing damage and suppressing enemies, so they are stuck behind the cover as well. We can throw our foam grenades from gunner specialization. Don't forget that gunner specialization on kill will give us increased rate of fire and armor. Butcher does the mic, bye.